Welcome to the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast. Join us around the pit as we talk all things barbecue. Now, here is your host, Johnny Maggs.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, episode 408, coming to you live from the Uncle Steve Shake Studios in Center Bonstead, New Hampshire. It's the podcast where we talk barbecue and a lot of other topics that you know we talk around the pit. So thank you all for tuning in. Happy Monday. So a couple minutes late, but hey, that's usually what I do. I got to keep you guys on your toes. That's right. It's 8 p.m. What the hell, Tom? Tom, you know this, man. You know this by now. We've been doing this 7 years. You know society arrives late, son. So, guys, we're in for a great episode this evening. So let's get rolling. Tonight's episode brought to you by Uncle Steve Shake. What can I say? America's favorite uncle, Steve, true gentleman, passion for barbecue and barbecue seasonings. 19 amazing flavors. Always strives himself on freshness. If you order today, your order isn't going to get packed tomorrow. It might, but your order is going to be mixed tomorrow. It's not sitting on a shelf. He'll mix it. Then the packaging, labeling, bottling, shipping, the whole nine. He's answering emails. He's answering the phone calls, all that good stuff. So when that package arrives on your doorstep, it's the freshest product that you can get. Any questions? Give him a call, shoot him a message. He's glad to have a conversation with you, working out flavor profiles, how to use specific shapes, the whole nine. He just great customer service, great guy. So check him out at UncleSteveShake.com. Follow along on Facebook at Uncle Steve Shake Nation. Uncle Steve Shake, shake some on everything. Also brought to you by Joe's Meat Market, the Diamond of Royce City, Texas. Gabriel and his crew do an amazing job day in, day out. Always highest grade meats available. The selection is incredible. Need a specific thickness cut, or are you looking for something he might not have? He'll work with you to get it in. He'll make that special cut to however thick you want. Gabriel's got you covered. Produce, fresh, brought in daily. All the backyarders and competition guys, he's got us covered too. Multiple lines of rub, seasoning, sauces, injections, marinades, including the Joe's Meat Market house line. And now the official dealer of everything Nomad. We got Nomad grills, Nomad charcoal, Nomad wood sticks. Got it all. So you're looking for one of the Nomads? Gabriel's got it all right there for you. And while you're there, you're feeling a little hungry, he's got you covered too. Gabriel's mom's behind the counter whipping up some of the freshest cuisine out there. So grab a bowl, grab a plate, sit down, talk to the boys, make a new friend in this wonderful world of barbecue. Like I said, folks, if you're ever in the Royce City area, swing on by Joe's Meat Market. Tell Gabriel and the crew that I sent you. And remember, folks, Joe's Meat Market for the win. Also, last but certainly not least, also brought to you by the Champions Barbecue Alliance and Matt Backyard Barbecue. The 2026 Road to Barbecue Greatness runs through New England this season and beyond. The New England Triple Crown is back for year 2 and bringing the next battle for the belt buckle with it. Introducing the 2026 Uncle Steve Shake New England Triple Crown, sanctioned by the Champions Barbecue Alliance. 3 competitions, 3 states, 1 champion. This isn't a one-weekend win. It's a season-long battle for consistency and barbecue fire. If you want the crown, you've got to run the gauntlet. Seven Maples Showdown in New Hampshire, Vines Vineyard in Rockingham, Vermont, and Camp Harkness Beachside Smoke Showdown in Waterford, Connecticut. Show up and show out with your best chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. Jackpots and unique opportunities included Loaded Bloody Mary, Future Q, and the Women's Q events this year is bound to be fire. Only one team will stand at the end, New England Triple Crown champion. Registration is open. Step up and show out, powered by Uncle Steve's Shake. All right. We got the chat is starting to jump. So let's see who we got in here. Daddy Dutch, what's happening? Tom's Food Factory. Yes, we've already talked about Tom. Joe's Meat Market. Gabriel, what's happening? Larry Vaughn, afternoon from South Jersey. Hope to see some of you at the Grand Am Barbecue World Championship this weekend. We'll be cooking Sunday. Attaboy, Larry. Big Rome, what's up? Rico, what's happening? Dan, what's going on? Thank you all for tuning in. All right, guys. This is going to be a fun episode on many levels. So on this particular episode, I needed to bring a special co-host in with me. And you've already heard him a little bit. I know if you're watching, you see him. But our boy Brayden Estrella. Brayden, what's happening, my man?
What's going on, everybody? Brayden here, a Mini Beef Barbecue. Let's get it, man. Wait. Cheers, boys.
Quick drink in there. Attaboy, Brayden. Attaboy. But guys, with all the social media out there, we follow a ton of stuff, and things are always popping up. And this gentleman popped up on my feed a few months ago, just after the beginning of the year, I believe. Might have been a little earlier than that. And a real interesting content. And I go, man, I gotta have him on. So I reached out, and we're like, yeah, man, I'd love to do it. So here we are. It's the calendar filled up, but we're getting it done. So like I said, interesting stuff, and we're gonna get into it. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from PW's Barbecue and Legally Blind Since 9 on TikTok, Mr. Paul Cromer. Paul, what's happening, brother?
What's happening, everybody?
Oh, man, thank you so much for joining me, brother. I appreciate this, man.
Hey, I appreciate you wanting me on here. That's pretty awesome.
Heck yeah, like I said, I want to hear your story and everything you're doing. So like I said, I usually ask one question, and then we just really roll from there. So Paul, please tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do, and how did you get into barbecue?
Well, I've been legally blind since before I turned 9 years old. I have Conrad's disease. It affects your retina. There's no correction out there for it. If anything's closer to it, it's Stargardt's is closer to it. It's a form of macular degeneration. I grew up with barbecue with my dad. He throws steaks on the grill all the time, pork chops, this and that. I came up with that. He loved to cook, and it took me a little bit to get into it, and I just kind of fell off into it, and I love it, man. It's just trying different seasonings and stuff out there with the different meats, and I learned so much from my dad, and I just perfected it. Before he died, he's been dead a little over 2 years now, and he was a Vietnam vet, and I hold veterans close to my heart. So,
Absolutely.
So, he loved my barbecue chicken. He loved everything that I cooked, and that made me feel good. And the neighbors got to eat it, this and that, and Just one thing led to another. I just fell off into cooking. It's a therapy for me. I haven't really been good at anything else besides, digging holes for fences and stuff like that when I was coming up. But playing football a little bit that I wasn't that good at. But barbecue, I am. I love it. I love how it brings people together, and that's what it's all about.
No, 100%, brother, 100%. Eric Radmay, Gator, what's happening, man? LB's Barbecue and More. What's up, brother?
What's up, LB?
Kevin Hernandez, my pizza burning. What's up, homies? Kevin,
How's it going?
sign-ups are open, brother. You making the voyage up to New England from the great state of Texas? Come on, brother. Come on.
Love to meet you, Kevin.
No,
Love to meet
There's
him.
Uncle Steve. There's Uncle Steve. What's up, brother?
What's up, Steve?
So, like you were saying, you've been legally blind since 9.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
how did and how does that affect you cooking, and how have you figured out the steps to take preparation wise? I'm assuming probably setup is a very important thing for a protein, seasoning, things like that, and also why my special co-host this evening, Brayden, is also visually impaired since
Gotcha.
birth.
Not since 9, though. I've been into design at the beginning.
No, you've been a hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took one of my questions there.
Okay,
Now, I will tell you now, I do set up from time to time. Sometimes I just do it on the fly. I usually try to keep stuff, whenever I'm setting up to get ready to season the meat, this and that. I usually set it up on the fly. I'll put things where I know where they're at. Because the past 4 years, my vision has went down really bad. I'm in the process of trying to get a guide dog now. I use a cane, but I usually try to set things up where I know where they're at. I can just put my hands on them with the feel. Even with different bottles, Jim with Sweet Smoke Q, Jim Eltzer, he is my seasoning sponsor. He sends me the bigger shakers, and I have some of the smaller ones, so that way I can keep up with what I got and what I'm using. So I do use other seasonings as well too. So at times it depends on if I'm doing a big cook, because I like having cook-offs here. I'm actually doing a memorial cook here June the 13th. I lost a couple of guys in the barbecue group from TikTok that I got real close to back in February. And I'm doing a memorial cook here, just trying to get some barbecuers together and just have a good time, try each other's cooking and whatnot, But it to begin with, when I first started cooking, I burned a lot of stuff, believe me. It was a trip. I burnt the hell out of it, and I just took it from there and kept trying until I got it down. With talking meat thermometers and stuff like that, it helps me out a lot. Sometimes I feel with my gloves. Some of us will feel, some of us with a talking meat thermometer with ThermoWorks. It helps out a lot.
Interesting. Now you said ThermoWorks, huh?
Yes, sir.
I've never heard of that. Yeah, with what seeing all their products through the years.
Yes. I also use ThermoPro too. I got a lightning read. My wife helps me out a lot sometimes if I'm doing multiple meats. She'll use the lightning read, and I'll use the talking meat thermometer with ThermoWorks. So that really helps out a lot.
All right, cool. Very cool. NBL, what's happening, brother?
I really wish they would come out with something that would work through Bluetooth. Because whenever I'm using the Big Green Egg, because I cook on Big Green Egg, pit barrel, the kettle, the pellet smokers and stuff, It's not that loud, and you got to get so close to it sometimes to hear it because of the fan going on the pellet smokers and whatnot. I wish they could come up with something that works through Bluetooth where you just have it in your ear instead of having to get so close to it. But other than that, it works great.
No, interesting. Interesting. All right, Brayden. You're up, brother. I told you better be ready to fire away and come with the big guns. So let's see your list of questions here because, like I said, we've been you cooked with us last year. All of us throughout the different things, and we've been you've always asked us questions, and there's only so much so far we can go with it. But when I was introduced to Paul, I'm like, here you go. He's got all your answers that we can't answer. So have at it, brother.
Well, hopefully I can answer them for you, buddy.
Well, Johnny, you already got how do you set up? So you already got my first one, but I'll move down to my second one. So my second question is, so how can you tell what is trim off the meat when you're trimming your meat?
Wait a minute, how can I tell what now? I'm sorry.
How can you tell the difference between the fat and the silver skin and the meat when you're trimming your meat?
Well, the silver skin, I usually have my wife to kind of help out with that. The fat, I can kind of tell. Like if I'm trimming a brisket, it looks like a gut job by the time I get done because I'm not any good at trimming. So, I mean, I'm still learning too, with the trimming of the briskets. But there's a lot of people I follow that are really good with it, and I'm learning. So, I can tell the decal fat, from the regular fat. But like I said, the silver skin, my wife, she helps me out a lot too. And she'll show me where it is, or she'll take it off for me.
Okay.
My next question is, how do you fire up a grill without burning yourself?
Well, let's just say if I'm firing up the egg, I make sure all the ash is cleaned out, move the charcoal around, add some more in if I have to. I'll either use some burn fire starters, something like that to get it lit, or I'll use the torch. And once I know it's going real good, I just keep my fingers away from it. I can still kind of tell, but when I know the coals are getting hot, I know to stop.
There you go. There you go. So a lot of by feel, Paul.
Yes.
Oh yes. Right.
Yes, it is. Like even with the egg, I can operate the egg with it being a ceramic tie. It's Cromer. Even with it, I can just about tell when I've got it dialed in at 250, just by the feel it, because it's different than taking your hand and sticking it to an offset or to a metal smoker, because it does get so hot. So that way, I've taken that, and I can work my pit barrel cooker and just about tell just by barely touching the outside of it where it is. And that it takes a long time to do something like that. I mean, I've had my egg now for over 7 years, and it's taken me this long.
No, absolutely. That's interesting. Yeah, it takes. You said that's a lot of cooking, a lot of practice, a lot of dedication. To be able to have your hand on it or near it, and have it that feeling in your memory bank. All right, this feels equivalent to a 250, a 300.
Yep.
That's absolutely amazing. Yeah,
yep. And I'm still learning with it, so I'm still learning every day, by any means. I mean, I'm not a pit master, but I can operate the pit like I need to. I'm still learning every day, and I'll eventually have it down pat to where I know every degree on there.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That is incredible. That is incredible. So you were
Yes, it
saying,
is.
the green egg, the pit barrel. So what do you have in the arsenal for cookers that you're rolling on a regular basis?
So I have the extra large egg. I also have the mini max big green egg. I'll take it camping with us when we go to the lake and stuff. When we go,
Mhm.
I've got the pit barrel cooker. Um, I've got a 22-inch Weber kettle. I've got 3 Z Grill pellet smokers. I've got 2 fire disc cookers, and
Ooh,
I'm still going to add on. I'm wanting a Yoder YS 640
yes, sir.
and maybe even a 500-gallon offset later on. We'll see. It's been
Attaboy.
it's been years since I've operated an offset, but it's just like riding a bicycle.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, you came up, cooking with your dad.
Yeah.
What were you guys cooking on back then? And then when you were ready for your own, what was your first cook?
Um, like a old cheap charcoal, like a what do you call it? Americana kinda. We went from something like that to uh kind of like a drum smoker, but horizontal. We maybe
Okay.
about a 15, 20-gallon smoker, something like that. Had the steel racks on it. We took that on horse rides, all this other stuff, and I love cooking on it. You know, it was a great cooker. I still have it.
Oh,
I
nice.
don't cook on it, but I still have it though. And then he graduated from those to he had a couple of gas smokers. Really did not get into those, but and then he bought a Z Grills pellet smoker and he tried to get me to cook on. I was like, nope, that's a lazy man's grill. And and he wanted me to cook the barbecue chicken for the family one day, and I was like, all right. And he's like, I want you to cook it on the pellet smoker. I was like, okay. So I cooked it, and it came out just as good as it did on the egg. And I was kind of hooked. So 2 months before he passed, he gave me his Z Grills, his pellet smoker, and I still have it. And it'll sit out there, or I'll either cook on it or it'll rot. It won't go nowhere.
So I hear you, brother. I hear you on that. No, that's great. Yeah, because Brayden has just uh, back in January got his very first grill. Ain't that right, brother?
That is correct. I don't know what size it is, but it's a rubber tail on that.
Yep, it's the 22. It's a 22.
Oh,
Nice.
it is. Uh,
Yep, and he's been fighting. He
yeah.
for Paul. Paul. Let me give you a little quick rundown. I should have did this at the beginning.
Okay.
Brayden just turned 18 back in January,
All right. Hey, get
but
what? Well, happy late birthday.
Thank you.
but Brayden has been a follower of mine.
Years.
Hell, for 7 years. So he's
Nice.
literally been emailing me when he was 11 and 12, just with questions and different sharing recipes. And, he just fell in
Ideas.
love with the barbecue and the cooking and the culinary aspect of it.
Yep.
And, we finally got a chance to get him out there cooking with us last year. He had come to a comp we had in Rhode Island a couple years, 2 years ago, and that led to coming up and hitting the kids' cues on the circuit with us with this past year. So he's been teaching us a lot. Because like you said, he is an absolute sponge when it
Oh yeah.
comes to barbecue content. And
Yep.
he's naming guys I've never heard of, and it's my job to know. It's like,
I
damn,
have
brother.
one. I have one right here. I don't know if you know, but Joe Jim. Of I don't know the not Stab Barbecue.
Not bad barbecue.
Not Stab Barbecue.
Okay.
I don't think I've heard of those.
Well, we're gonna have to check them out.
Yep.
Well, brother, I'm
I'll be
assuming you got more.
and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, you've been, Paul, you've been talking a lot about the barbecue chicken.
Yes, sir.
What is it? Straight barbecue chicken, or an old family recipe, or have you got a couple different variations?
No, I played around with chicken for a while, and so a little over a year ago, I've tried Dizzy Pig, Tsunami Span, on my barbecue chicken. It turned out really good, and I pretty much mop my barbecue sauce on probably about 10 minutes after I put it on, and I just keep mopping it on.
Okay.
And I'll keep it flipped and I'll mop some more on. And I've played around with it so much, and it just turns out so good because I want that barbecue flavor from the sauce to go into the meat, not just on the outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I played around with it, and I finally got it where I wanted it, and it's just you cut it with a fork. It's that tender because I do a lot of boneless chicken thighs, and when I do barbecue chicken, so that's just the way I like it. I mean, it comes out so good. I want to taste the flavor of that barbecue sauce because I hardly ever eat barbecue sauce, but when I do, I want to taste it through the meat.
Yeah.
And just to get that flavor, like even when I do pulled pork, I want the taste of the meat, not the sauce. But that's just me. Everybody's different, and that's what I love about barbecue.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Are there any proteins you haven't cooked and are on the bucket list? I suppose maybe some wild stuff. There's always you see the alligators and all this stuff. You got anything like that you really want to get into at some point? Give it a shot.
I really wanted to try cooking bear. I know a lot of people say it's tough or this and that, and I would like to try to cook bear. I've cooked deer meat. I mean, I've had moose. I've never cooked it. Elk.
Yeah.
I've never cooked it, but maybe bear and ostrich. I think that'd be awesome. I mean, I've never done a picanha. I really want to do one of those. Maybe a Thor's hammer. There's still a couple of things out there I've never done, and I've never done a dino rib, and that's going to be upcoming soon. So,
all right. No, absolutely, man, absolutely.
I've never tried bear or ostrich, but I do love a good picanha. My dad has a gas grill, and so my dad makes an amazing picanha.
Yep, that's awesome.
The trick is what my dad does. Is he cooks it on the grill as a roast, and then before he seals it off, he cuts it into steak.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I've seen people do that before.
That's a good process.
And if you want to learn more about picanha, I got 2 channels for you, Paul.
Okay.
Google food and stupid everything.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Google food.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So, Brayden, what do you got next on the list, man? Because I know, if I know you, you have a list and a half of questions here. Lewis, Trumpet Master, what's happening, brother? Thanks for tuning in, man.
Trumpet, I did follow you on TikTok, man. And so I do have a couple more questions.
Okay.
Who would be your Mount Rushmore of barbecue? Mount Rushmore barbecue. 4 people on the mountain.
You know, I'm not really sure about that, to be honest with you, because I mean, I know not personally, but I mean, I'd like to meet Myron Mixon.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and maybe a couple other ones. Even my seasonal sponsor, Jim Elser. You know, he still does competitions, and I'd love to meet him. One of my buddies, Tim Hughes, with Hughes Brothers Barbecue. I'm hopefully going to get to meet him here very soon. There's a lot of good ones out there. Yeah, even my buddy, the Smoking Pasture, there on TikTok. A really good guy, man. I love him to death. You know, one of my buddies that passed back in February, he was a mentor to me. Upping my brisket game. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I knew it could be better. And he helped me out with that. You know, he done some competitions before, and he had a food trailer, and you know, he done really good, successful business that he had. He was from Ohio, and I learned a lot from him. He taught me a lot. You know, it's just people like that. I mean, you know, some of these big people that's been on TV, you know, I get it. I would like to meet some of them, but some of the ones I'd like to meet is right there on TikTok. That are big barbecuers to me.
Yeah.
Nice. If you want to learn, if there's another channel, that I know you ever heard of it from, but T-Roy Cook on YouTube.
Troy is, Troy is an incredible channel. He's been at it a long. He's one of the godfathers of YouTube barbecue. He's been doing it a long time. You know, another old dinosaur just jumped in the chat. Mr. Chef Johnny from Chef Johnny's Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. What's up, Chef? Say hi to Mr. Libby.
Chef?
And there he is, my man Uwe Braun, everyone's favorite.
Barbecue.
Good evening, Brayden. It was so nice to meet you last year in Rhode Island. Absolutely, Uwe. Absolutely. There was a time, brother.
Uwe, you coming up? You coming up this year, Uwe?
Now we're gonna find out. Let's see what he says. I know he's been a little busy. He's been working that sausage game. Ooh, he's a busy boy making sausage this week. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Let's see.
That were looked amazing.
Yeah, let's see. You coming up this year?
That's something I really want to get into, is some competitions later on. I've never done any. You know, I would love to try to get into that. They do I think it started last year. It's called Bama Bash. The Bentleys got it together last year. I actually went this past November. I just went to hang out, meet everybody. and I'm actually going to sign up for this September. And it's like it's a people's choice, but just to get my feet wet a little bit and try it out and see how it goes.
No, absolutely. That's the way to do it. Because you just roll with what you're comfortable with.
Yep.
And you just take it from there. Jump in, get your feet wet, and just buckle up and hang on for the ride. Because it is a ride.
Yep.
Brayden is saying he's not sure yet, buddy.
Not sure yet?
Not sure yet. Still working a few things out.
All right. I was going to say something, but I forget. I forget what I was going to say. But anyway, get back to my list if you have more.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, you got more? Let's go, brother. It's your show. I'm just living in it. That's it, man. Come on.
Yeah. All right. So here's another question I want to know. How can you tell which rub is which? Because most rubs come in the same bottle or same feeling of bottle, like the same texture, the same shape. How can you tell which one's which? Yeah, how can you tell?
So there's only a few rubs that I use. Like I said, Sweet Smoke Q is my sponsor. I use their beef rub, their all-purpose, and their barbecue rub. They're smoky sweet. So if I use something a little different, I usually just try to put it where I can put my hands on it. Like I don't do a lot of. There's only a few things that I'll put 2 layers of seasoning on.
Yeah.
A lot of it only put 1. So like with my pork butts, I'll use the all-purpose, and I'll use the smoky sweet on it. Sometimes I'll inject. Now I will tell you, I'm a little crazy with the injector. Let's go down through there and just stab the hell out of that meat, But
hey, it gets the job done, right?
That's it. So, but usually if I use a different season, I'll have it close by where I know where I can put my hands on it. But anything else, I mostly use a Sweet Smoke Q, and I'll have them in different bottles. I'll keep the smoky sweet in a 32-ounce bottle, and the all-purpose I'll keep in a 14-ounce bottle. So that way I keep them where I know which one is which.
Okay. Size variations of the bottles.
Yeah, it's all on how you want to keep up with it and muscle memory. Like I ain't got that much brain left, but man, I tell you, it's hard sometimes trying to keep up with all that stuff. Especially when you're on the fly trying to do it. I'll set stuff down and I'm like, I'll go back and I'm like, oh crap, what did I do with that?
Yeah.
And I'll just have to backtrack, and I'll eventually find it. Unless I have somebody there that knows where I put it. So.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yep.
100%. You've always enjoyed the barbecue and the grilling. So what led you down the social media road? With the TikTok videos and things of that nature.
Be honest with you, I was a little leery about it. I started out just doing a couple of barbecue videos. I started out on Instagram and didn't really get no traction. About a week later, I got my wife to fix me up a TikTok account, and I got to doing videos, posting videos. One thing led to another. I started getting a following on TikTok. Started going live. Now, when I first went live, I was really nervous. I didn't want to be in the camera. I was never really a people person, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't mind going out, but I just kind of stuck to myself. But I'm so glad I did the TikTok. It opened me up. Got to got to get to know a lot of different folks out there, man. And it's just opened me up. Now I can just walk up and talk to somebody out on the street if I wanted to, you know. And but I did the whole TikTok social media thing to help show people with disabilities. Don't let anything hold you back. You got something you like to do, stick to it and do it. That's just the way I see it. Even though I can't see that great, that's just the way I see it.
No, absolutely, absolutely. No, that's awesome, and and that was one of the things, I noticed when I started catching your content, and went back into the archive, did all the videos, and went back from the beginning, and caught up and catching them here and there. Is you keep things nice and simple. You're not confusing any. You're not using the crazy ass term. You're talking like a regular dude, like we do in the backyard, or we're all hanging out, and
and that's the way it should be.
No, absolutely. And
hell, it ain't rocket science.
So after that competition, come back and tell me that. Come back and tell me that.
That is true. It kind of come back and bit me in the ass there, but I mean, to be honest, it ain't like you're doing brain surgery, really. It's once you get to what you're doing, you get it figured out, and you keep practicing. It's going to be there. You're not going to get any worse, so you're going to get better.
No, absolutely.
So, and that's exactly what I did.
No, and like I said, that's when I started catching your stuff in my feed, and watching it. I'm like, that's what I got. It was, you're a truly inspirational person, and everything you're doing, and you easily say, hey, I might have screwed this up. I might not. It is what it is. Either way, it's going to eat. What I mean?
Yeah, not unless you did like I did on the. I got a pizza oven, man, and I burnt the hell out of 2 pizzas, and you just couldn't eat them. I mean, I wouldn't even give them to the dog, but I was on. Hey, I was on live when I did on TikTok live, man. Look, people was messing with me about that. I'm like, hey, you know what? Learn the pizza oven. That's all I gotta say, because it's either gas or it's pellet. So I was learning the pellet that day. But I had fun doing it. Hey, the next pizza after that didn't burn it, thank goodness. So
no, absolutely.
That's the whole point of a pit. You got to learn your pit and what you're cooking on.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's what it's all about. Even though we might as well consider that pizza oven kind of a pit, but I never cooked on it before, so I already kind of knew I'm burning the hell out of something, so it's gonna happen.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Brayden, what else you got there, bud?
All right. Paul, do you use a white cane to move around?
I do. I started using one last September. I went down to the Center for the Visually Impaired in Atlanta, Georgia, and took my O&M training. And I could only go every other week, so I had it done in a month and a half. So every time I go out now, I was a little bit shy with it maybe the first few weeks. And then it got closer to Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I got to going out with my wife, my mom, into the store, and just seeing how people does not pay attention to where they're going. Mm-hmm. I've had people to trip over my cane. I've had people to jump over my cane to try to move my cane. It is just, I love using the cane now. And I'm sure I get eyes on me at all times because my wife has told me that. But like, that stuff don't bother me. I've got to have this to get around with. It don't bother me anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And that was the other inspiring thing with the channel. Yes, you have this disability, but you don't let it stop you.
No, and you shouldn't.
and you emphasize that hey, don't, just because I can't see
Yep.
ain't gonna stop me. I'm still gonna do what I love, and I
That's
love
it.
cooking. I love barbecue and the pizza and
Yep.
all of that. And you don't let it stop you. And I've seen that firsthand with Brayden.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop him.
And that's a good.
It's
Nope.
that's it. And it's very like anybody else. We all figure out ways to do things.
Yes.
I have severe dyslexia. Okay.
Okay. Yes,
And
sir.
I have an extreme hard time reading and numbers and everything. I switch the numbers around and all that.
Yeah.
I'm a mailman by my job. I literally have to read for a living.
Yeah.
I should have
I got.
thought about that a little bit before. But, you know, 28 years in, I figured out stuff that works for me and
Yep.
how I can, and being on my route so long, I've literally mesmerized. Yeah, I mesmerized myself that I was able to memorize the last names.
Yes.
But it's just different things. And we would just on. We had these things called route inspections. Every 5 or 6 years, they come out, walk with you a couple days, time everything, and
Yeah.
see what you're doing. So I got someone sitting in the back of the truck and watching my every little move. But I was doing some things, and they're like, "Hey, why are you doing that?" I go, "Well, this is why." I go, "I'm dyslexic, and I had to figure out a way to do this."
Yep.
And after I go, you can write me down for it, you can complain for it, but 28 years, no one had a no one has complained on how I do it. So this is what I do. If you want to ding me on it, ding me on it.
That's it.
But
Yep.
that's it. I found a way to make it work for me.
That's right. You had to
And
adapt to the problems you have, and that's what me and Brayden has to do. You have
yep,
to adapt to it and learn how to do things your own way.
yep. And like I said, he did the kids queue with me last year. And
Yep.
there were a couple times I stood back and because I wanted to see. I go, okay, I can sit here and help him, which I did. But I'm like, I want to see how he goes about it. I wanted him to educate me,
Yep.
in his process. So a couple of things I just kind of left things alone and just watch, a lot of feeling. And he asked questions. Hey, is this and it was the one thing I put was the depth of the questions. They were very I don't know what the hell's the word, descriptive, but it was thorough questions. uh
Yep.
is is the uh, is the chicken in a half pan or is the chicken in a full pan?
Yep.
So he was kind of gauging with the question. He was gauging the length of a pan and how far he had to go for
Uh-huh.
different things, and and he had set up things. He was reaching for a set of tongs, and that's
Yeah.
what he was setting things up, so he knew exactly where it was. And I was
Yep.
watching it. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Like I said,
Okay.
he has taught us so much, sometimes more than I think we taught him.
I
So,
got you.
but it was like I said, once I saw you, I'm like, oh man, I got to talk to you. I
Yep.
wanted to hear your journey. And I'm like, I go, Brayden, I go, you wanted in on the show? Here we go. You know, because like I said, you can answer, Paul, you can answer some of his questions 100% that we can't. You know, oh yeah, we can inject season with this, inject this, and run this temperature, run that temperature. But you know, both of you walk in the same shoes.
Yes.
You know, so this is wonderful. So Brayden, what else you got, buddy?
Do you read Braille?
I don't. Not at this time. But I'm gonna have to learn that. Because I can go blind at any time.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of getting all that set up where I can learn it.
Okay.
All right.
You know, okay, yeah. So you still have some vision,
Yes.
Paul. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that's
Yeah. So
Brayden, just like you, right? You have some vision.
Yes, I can see all three of you guys on the screen right now. All three of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
let's just say if we were sitting face to face, if you were 2 or 3 feet away from me, I couldn't make out your face.
Okay.
It's now whenever I was younger, it used to not be like that. You know, I could see to get around really good. I mean, hell, I played football in high school. You know, it was it's a trip, but you know, hell, how long have I been out of high school now? 20 something years. So, you know, it's went down a lot. And it kind of scares me, you know. But even if I do go blind completely, I'm still gonna cook.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's not gonna let you stop. Go ahead, bud.
Alright, my next question, is how long have you been blind for? Or legal blind?
I've been legally blind now since I found out when I was 8 years old. And I'll be 41 in December, so crap, 30 something years. so it's been a long time. It's been a hell of a journey. Just the past few years, and it's just something that I've gotten used to. I didn't want to accept it, you know, with the vision that I've lost the past few years. But hell, there's nothing I can do about it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You know, I tell everybody now. You know, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, and I'm gonna keep enjoying life while I can. You know, but I you know, I'm so glad you got me to come on here, Brayden. I just want to say real quick, dude. I think it's amazing what you're doing. You know, doing the cooking, man. I really do. I don't know a whole lot of blind cooks. And I think I've came across one since I've been on TikTok. I think it's Blindfold Barbecue. And it's a blind,
that up to.
you know, and the blind Cajun cook. That's really the only two that I know.
Yeah, actually, Chef Johnny and Dutch. For the life of me, I cannot remember. But when I first met you guys, so 7, 8 years ago, there was a gentleman with a YouTube channel. I can't remember his name, but I know he would pop on with us every once in a while. And I know his daughter was in a lot of videos helping him. Do y'all remember his channel name, or if the channel is even still active? You know, there was a blind gentleman when I first met all these guys a bunch of years ago, and he had some really cool content. So I'm going to see if I can't remember the name for the life of me. But while we're waiting on that, Uwe has a question for Brayden, but Paul, we'll ask you. We'll ask both of you this. What is your absolute favorite barbecue cut?
Brisket.
Yeah, I'm gonna say brisket.
I've never cooked a brisket myself, but I do love eating brisket.
No, I love cooking a brisket. I've screwed up quite a few of those. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you know, and there was one thing I learned, you know, I don't go by temperatures anymore. And that's how I first started out. And I learned a hard lesson on that. And I just don't. When things get probe tender, you know, I'll check it 3 or 4 or 5 times, you know, see how tender it is. And I used to rest mine in a cooler. I don't rest it in a cooler no more. I have a warmer that I'll do a 12 to 16 hour hold on a brisket with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you something, and that upped my brisket game. Made it so much better. But I love doing big meats like that. Brisket is my favorite.
Yeah. Nope. Brisket is king. There we go. That's the answer, Uwe. Brisket, baby. You know it. You know it.
Can I tell one story real quick, Johnny?
Have at it, brother.
And Johnny, I know you probably will remember this.
Was I there?
You were there.
All right, that's questionable if I'm going to remember or not. Who knows? It was a competition, so who knows if Jeff and Jared and Pat Cullen got a hold of me beforehand. So who knows what kind of shape I was at after a few adult beverages, but you never know. So let's roll. See if I remember.
I remember that it was in Vermont,
Mm-hmm.
and we were putting chicken wings in the box,
Oh,
and then
God. Yes.
you know what I'm talking about,
I know exactly where this is going. Go ahead.
We had the box flipped upside down.
We were, yeah, it was last year, beginning of June of last year, up in Rutland, Vermont, and so it was the first kids queue for Brayden, and a friend of mine, Carlos Calzada, had come up from Texas to cook with me, and he originally from New York, so he came up to visit family, and he's like, "Hey, while I'm up there, you mind if I jump in with you?" I'm like, "No, let's go, brother." And then told him that Brayden was doing the kids queue with us and all that, and he was ecstatic. And so we're both there, Paul, and we're getting the wings, and Brayden's doing his thing and temping them and getting everything in. So we get the box. Now here you are, 2 competition cooks. Okay.
Yep.
2 competition cooks, week in, week out. And we put the we put the wings in there, and all right, Brayden, grab that wing, move it to the left a little bit, positioning the wings for presentation. And we're like, all right, we're good. And Carlos goes, all right, brother, here it is. Your first turn in. Close the box. We went to close the box, and it won't close. It won't close. Well, the 2 of us sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes going, what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? Then we finally go, oh my God, the box is upside down. We're like, oh my God, now we're running out of time, right?
Yep.
We were luckily enough where we were set up. The turn in was probably, 30 feet away. So it was like, okay, grab the foil, because we didn't, with the CBA, we didn't have the parsley or kale garnish. It was all on foil. So we were lifting the foil up. Okay, with the balancing the wing, trying not to spill any of them. You flip the box. Oh my God, it was a riot. Oh
Man.
yeah. We almost sabotaged the kid right off the bat because we had the box upside down. Oh,
Dang.
oh, that's a good story. No, that's a good story.
That's gonna be one
That's a
that I
good one.
remember. That's gonna be a competition barbecue that I'll remember from the forever.
No,
Yep.
absolutely, absolutely. That was a good one, and not for nothing. At the end of that day, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first place chicken wing there, brother.
Oh, nice.
Wait, hold. Give me 30
Oh,
seconds.
oh, he's getting the hardware. He's breaking out the hardware, folks.
Hold
He's got more
on a sec.
hardware than I do.
Okay, I don't know about that, but wait, where is it? I have so many that I don't even know where it is.
Oh, oh, that's so terrible. You have so many barbecue trophies. You don't know which one is which. Oh, those are real person problems there. First person problems. Damn, I wish I had that problem there. I got so many. Nah, he did. He cleaned up, man. He hit
That is awesome.
No, I can't. I gotta find it somewhere. I know it's somewhere.
That's it.
I just
That's it.
gotta.
But no, he hit a first place wing in Vermont.
Uh-huh.
Had
Mm-hmm.
a was it a third place steak
In Rhode
in
Island,
Rhode
yeah.
Island? And New Hampshire was a what the hell did we cook in New Hampshire?
Win.
Were we back at wings in New Hampshire? Another first
Mm-hmm.
place wings in New Hampshire. And then you had cooked with Matt in Connecticut.
And
And what was
that was both kids stew with steak, and then the unified stew,
Yep.
which was whatever you wanted. And I cooked steak and salmon.
Yep. And what'd you hit on that one?
Um, kids stew steak was third place, and then unified was seventh.
Okay.
And then I helped Matt cook in Rentham.
Oh, in November.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, in
Chicken
November.
ribs. Yep. No, absolutely.
And Matt got the ninth place ribs from that.
Yep. And
Yeah.
and and, and Paul, yeah, Brayden had mentioned the this unified queue. We have a competition down in Rhode Island at this Camp Harkness. It's
Mhm.
it's a camp for special need
Connecticut.
folks out in
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Special need folks, kids to adults, and
Gotcha.
they started this unified queue this year that um, people who go to the camp, um, they all put teams in, and they'd all get paired up with one of the competition teams for
Okay.
their own thing. And man, it was incredible.
I think it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, so all different, handicaps and
Yep.
things, but everybody on the team had a job.
Yeah.
So okay, this one can't stand much, so they'd mix an ingredient.
Yeah.
There was some folks who were wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
They wanted to take part. Okay, well, perfect. They turned in the box because that's what they could do.
Yeah.
They just broke it down to everybody, and everybody. It's looking like it's going to be twice as big this year, which is going to be absolutely amazing.
Most
And
definitely. Yeah.
you're gonna be there for that one.
Yep. And
You weren't there for the last
gives
one.
it gives people the opportunity that don't normally have it to
Yes.
cook. And I want to do it, but I really can't. So good things happening.
Yes,
Like
that is awesome.
Like I said, once a little repetitive, but once I saw your content, like I said, truly inspirational. You have that love and the passion for cooking and barbecuing and grilling, smoking, all that, and you don't let anything stop you or get in your way. You figure out a way around it, figure out how to get the goal accomplished. And my hat's off to you, brother, on that. Now, another thing is you've been you're working with a few different companies. I know you were talking to your seasoning ones, but you've been I've seen couple videos of different products now. Like there was a light recently that was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. I do the TikTok shop, so I promote products that I actually use. Just try to make a little money here and there to help out the family.
Yep.
And it's pretty awesome. I've got to work with some pretty good companies on there. I enjoy doing it, and it just occupies my mind too. And now I'm getting into chicken, so yeah.
I'll be right back. Again.
All right, brother. All right, brother. So, Paul, what do you got? What do you got coming down the line? Do you like for you? Yeah, this is a good one. For your content, your cooking content, do you you plan ahead? All right, this week I'm going to do a chicken video. Next week I'm going to do burgers. Week after I'm doing ribs. Or is it kind of you play it by feel?
Yeah, I play it by ear. If I could cook, it don't matter. Or if I could cook, it's up to you. I would. It'd be every day that I'd cook. But that's what the family always tells me. Hey, what you want for dinner? And then I'm like, oh crap, they don't know. So I'll go find something and I'll lay it out and I'll cook it. It's just a spur moment thing. Sometimes I will, like if I want to do a brisket, I'll prep it. That'll be planned. Maybe every once in a while ribs be planned. Pork butt, it's never planned. If I want to lay one out, I'll just lay one out, season it up, and have it ready for the next day. But no, most of the time it's a spur moment.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You got. So what does the future look like for your TikTok channel? You got anything? Like you said, that you said you're looking forward to do the dino ribs. But are you looking to go any certain other direction with the channel? Culinary wise, throw in a little something else, not necessarily the barbecue or grilling.
I'm not sure. I'm really thinking about going back to school. I don't have my high school diploma. So I'll have to get my GED all the way, and I'm thinking about going to culinary arts. Just to kind of up my game some, help me out. I think it'd be really awesome. But that's a big step. Everything that I've got going on, and I know I could do it. It's just doing it, and I've just got to put my mind to it and actually do it.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. That best of luck. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. All right, we're a bit over an hour here, boys. So let's it's about time to wind it on down. So Brayden, you got the last one, brother.
Can I ask two more questions?
Oh, just because it's you, I suppose that's fine.
Yeah. So number one.
Okay.
So your name is Paul Cromer. What came up with the name PW barbecue?
My dad gave me a nickname years ago. I have no idea where it came from. He just started calling me Piss Willie. So, yeah, it was just, I was like, what? You know, I was probably, shoot, I don't know, 13, I guess, when he started calling me that, 14 maybe. And I was thinking, what the hell? Piss Willie, really? That's the best you could come up with? And, you know, it just kind of stuck, you know, and up to the day he died, he always, hey, Piss Willie, what are you doing? Piss Willie, you know, let's talk or something, you know, and that's where PWs came from, Piss Willie's Barbecue.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. Oh, I like that. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now I have another question. And then I have some advice for you too.
Okay.
I have one more question and a piece of advice.
Okay. Yeah.
So, do you have a griddle at a Blackstone or?
I do. I haven't used it in a while. I probably need to take and clean the top up, but I have the fire disc. It works kind of like a Blackstone, like a griddle, but you can fry whatever you want to in it.
No, because I also have a tool online. It's called a grill mat, and you can use it to cook things that you would normally cook on a griddle. You can cook it on your grill if you use that grill mat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've never used them. My dad had them, and he would cook with them and stuff like that every once in a while, but I've never cooked with a grill mat. I like having the grill marks on there.
Yep. No, absolutely. Extra flavor in them grill marks there, brother.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was my last question. When we get out here, yeah, when we get out here, one more, not for the show. But
not for the show. Oh, okay. This ought to be a good one. Yeah, boy.
They're the best for last.
I was just gonna ask that how to keep in contact with you, basically. That because I want to keep in contact with you. We're both.
Okay, I got you. I know what.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll figure. We'll get that off the behind the scenes, if you will.
And then Johnny, I have you as well. So yeah.
Oh, you don't say. You don't say. I didn't see that coming. You keep my brain going, Brayden. That's for sure, brother. That's for sure.
Thank you. And hey, I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Daddy Dutch, Uber Braun. I don't know what that I know, but thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys soon.
Absolutely. Brayden, thank you for jumping in the co-host seat. Appreciate you,
You're welcome.
brother. And Paul, man, like I said, man, thank you so much for your time.
Hey, I'm glad I got to come on.
This was awesome. You know,
it was
hearing your story and your journey into everything. And like I said, keep doing what you're doing, brother. I love the content.
Yes,
you're
sir.
inspiring, and you're inspiring to a lot of people. So, you know,
I appreciate that, man.
Keep those goals roaring, and yeah, have at it, brother. I can't wait to see what you put out next, brother.
Yes, sir.
Don't let your blindness stop you.
That's right. Don't let anything hold you back, Brayden. And that goes for anybody. Just don't let anything hold you back. Get out there and do what you love to do. And I appreciate you for having me on the podcast. And Brayden, it was nice. It was nice getting to talk with you, buddy. And I wish nothing but the best for you, man. And if you ever need anything, reach out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we'll
no,
get that
Paul.
set up.
Yeah, we'll get that set up, Brayden. So
All
Paul,
right.
where can everybody find you on all your social medias?
PW's Barbecue. Now I do mostly my TikTok shop on that account. I do all my cooking and stuff on my Legally Blind Since 9 on TikTok. On social on Instagram, it's PW's Barbecue. Facebook, it's either under Paul Cromer or PW's Barbecue. And I haven't posted anything on YouTube in quite a while. I can't remember if I changed it to PW's Barbecue or not. It could be PW's Front Porch Barbecue.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good guys, go to those, give them a follow. Great content and
Agreed.
great recipes. So check it out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it. But both of you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you for this. It was
You're
great
welcome.
talking with you. And
Yep.
give me 1 second, and I'll jump right back in with you.
All right.
Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Great show. Great hearing Paul's story and journey. Like I said, I found him this past winter, just before or just after the first of the year. And great content, truly inspiring. So, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Brayden. And thank you guys for tuning in each and every week. I truly appreciate you. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. You have every single episode right at your fingertips. Any questions or comments, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. Like always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. Next week, we are talking the Uncle Steve Shake New England Triple Crown. So I will be joined by Mr. Matt Pereira, who will have all the insight and information on all the three Triple Crown contest, and I think he's got pretty sure he's got a couple more in there, but we'll get into that, and we'll also be joined by pretty sure that Uncle Steve will be making a guest appearance, seeing, hey, his name's on the Triple Crown. So it'd be good to catch up with Matt. Good to be catch up with Uncle Steve as always. But guys, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you, and we will catch you next week. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
Oh,